Hey everyone, welcome back to the KEMPIRE Daily YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the uploads. Happy Halloween. First of all, I always sort of sit here and think, okay, what's today's video going to be about? What do I want to talk about? Well, it's Halloween, and it's also going to be a blue full moon. Don't ask me what all that means. Look it up. But one of the things that I do on a full moon, regardless, is burn some sage. I think we've talked about sage here. If not, I'll do a separate video on sage and why so many people do it. I mean, there's so much controversy in regards to sage and the connection to that. Religious people burn sage too. Anyway, so I will be burning some sage tonight. Even the days leading up to a full moon, people burn sage and purify. We talked about this more in depth with medium Marcus Barrington on my podcast. If you're not subscribed, there'll be links in the bio. Check that out. But it's Halloween, and it's a weird Halloween. We've had such a weird year. I can't believe it's almost Christmas. Here in New York City, they've pretty much canceled Halloween. People won't be able to go trick-or-treating. And I have to say, thinking about the kids, that's kind of sad, being able to get dressed up and feel festive. Hopefully parents will think of great ways of making this holiday still fun for kids. Because you can still dress up, you can still go out and do things if you can. You probably just can't go to people's homes and get candy and whatnot. This is my costume. This is the most you're going to get from me for Halloween. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about like Halloween memories and why Halloween's really not my favorite time of the year. It's not that I hate Halloween. I've just had some really almost traumatic, not that traumatic, I'm being dramatic, but traumatic experiences around or on Halloween. And I'm going to talk about that in today's video. First off, I grew up, in a Jehovah's Witness family, so we didn't celebrate Halloween, period, point blank. I can go into that more in depth in another video. But I did go trick-or-treating with my cousins when I was a kid. So we would get dressed up and do things like that. Luckily, my mother didn't, squash that dream. So I have gone trick-or-treating and done that as a kid. So I've always sort of liked Halloween. Also, happy belated National Candy Corn holiday. That was yesterday. I love candy corn. It's probably one of my favorite times. That's the one thing about this season that I love candy corn. I know it's a very divisive conversation about candy corn. I love candy corn, just so you know. So feel free to send some. This year, anyone else that loves candy corn, have you been having an issue finding it? I mean, it's out there, but usually I can't get them to stop from finding it everywhere. I feel like there is a shortage of candy corn. What is going on? Anyways, so Halloween memories. My very first Halloween memory, well, no, rewind. Halloween memories as a kid were cool, nothing crazy dramatic or traumatic. I remember a lot of Halloweens I would recycle costumes because, like I said, my parents didn't celebrate Halloween, so they were not trying to buy costumes every year. So if I got a costume, I might be using that costume a few years. But as an adult and enjoying Halloween, okay, I did it. I would go out with friends. We would go to the club, dress up, things like that. The one time that I went to New York City's infamous Halloween parade, infamous. That's the one thing that people are going to miss this year. People travel from around the world to come to this Halloween parade. People go all out for this Halloween parade. That's the one thing I love about Halloween is if you can be creative. I'm tired of all the slutty this, slutty that, showing skin, no imagination in your costume. If you can put imagination into your costume, I love it because I love when people are creative. Anyways, so the one year that I was dating someone, we went to the Halloween parade. I don't remember if we were going to the Halloween parade or if we just happened to be amongst it. Well, we almost got crushed. It was so many people. We were being pushed. I don't remember seeing any costumes. I just remember almost like dying. First of all, I don't love crowds. I don't love being around a lot of people like that anyway. So being in that situation, first of all, you're just starting to date this person. So you don't want to be like, oh my God, what are we doing? Let's go home. So I was trying to go with the flow. And we almost got crushed. But luckily, what we ended up doing is just leaving the entire situation. But I still remember almost getting crushed, being pushed with a crowd of people. Anyways, don't mind that bell. That damn ring thing. the other traumatic memory I have of Halloween, and I'm not the type where that's not into scary movies. I like a scary movie. I'll go on roller coasters. I'm not a scaredy cat, okay? But I was in grad school going to NYU, happened to have class on Halloween night in the Village where they do the big Halloween parade. So I'm getting out of class and I'm already thinking like, oh God, you know, with Halloween back in the day when I was a kid, that's when you really didn't want to be out at night because people were throwing eggs. It was like, oh, like the whole street smelled of raw eggs. You haven't seen that in many years. That's the one cool thing about it. I remember looking out the window, looking at people throw eggs and things like that, but and shaving cream and socks. And it was a whole situation. But anyways, I digress. So I was getting out of grad school, going to NYU, and I was on my way home, but from the far distance, I could see people getting ready for the Halloween parade here in New York City. So the costumes looked so real. So it's like you're literally in the middle of a freaking horror movie. And that's the thing I don't love about Halloween, because people really get into it and really get into character. And you really, I mean, the killer could get away with something on Halloween night. I'm just saying. So I'm seeing devils. I'm seeing these crazy costumes, and it's dark, and I'm trying to make my way home. And remember, I had, a couple of years before that, I had the situation where I got, stuck in a crowd of people. And I don't want to get stuck in a crowd of people that are dressed up as monsters and all kinds of stuff and acting weird. Because, people really, New York, people get into full, like, especially also they're wannabe actors here in New York. So they get all into it and they're acting a fool. And I still remember seeing these crazy, I could not get on that train any faster. So I never really loved Halloween because, like I said, people around here really get into it. I mean, I love the costumes and the creativity. I even like a haunted house. I haven't done a haunted house in years, but there's some really cool haunted houses in New Jersey, and they had a couple here in the city. I mean, I don't mind those, but y'all charge way too much for that. For a moment of scare, y'all charging like hundreds of dollars. I think the weeks leading up to it, they charge less. I'm not even sure if they even did it this year. I think in New Jersey they may have, but I don't mind a haunted house. It's not that I'm scared of Halloween. It's just y'all don't know how to act. Anyways, happy Halloween. Go have some candy. Make the most of it. Social quarantine, social distance, all that kind of stuff. If you can, don't go to a large party where people aren't wearing masks. This is the perfect time to wear a mask and incorporate that somehow into your costume. I will be home. Maybe watch a horror movie or something like that. Speaking of horror movies, I did watch HBO Max's remake of The Witches. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I love the original. Nothing beats the original. I didn't even think about the original. I love the original too. But Anne Hathaway, Octavia Spencer, they did a fantastic job. I just love it because now they can really go all out with the graphics. And they did a good job. It was a good movie. Anyways, that's my movie recommendation. Happy Halloween. And I'll see you tomorrow.